What's good, YouTube? It's Team Speed Chuck, and I'm doing Jose's Macro Monarch deck profile. It has a little bit of inconsistency. It's still in the process of being made. But this is what we have for now, and it actually does work out pretty good. So let's get started. Three Dieter Survivor, because he's an 18 beat stick that usually comes back, and you just can't get rid of him unless you solemn him, and then either way you still have another 2 in the deck, so it's not like he's gonna be gone for long. 2 Scalplane, because he's the mini survivor, and the only bad thing about him is that he comes out and attack, like say on your opponent's end phase though, and then like they end their turn, you would just switch him to defense if you had to. 3 Cyber Valley for the drawing power, and it's really good. So yeah. 2 Cyber Dragon, because if you don't have out your Survivor or a Monarch and you draw into Cyber Dragon, it's just a big +1 because you can distribute that for the Caius, Ryza, or whatever you want. So he's real good. 2 Battle Fader. It's a Monarch deck. Monarchs always have that tiny bit of inconsistency that if you have a clear field, Battle Fader just helps you out big time, and then you could just Monarch. You could open up to a Monarch next turn. Then the Monarch part, you have 3 Caius, because he is the main Monarch. And he could burn himself for game, which I like. If your opponent's under 1,000, Caius can target itself and burn itself for game. Then we have 3 Ryza for another Monarch. Ryza is really good. I remember once what I did. I infinite looped 3 Ryzas on Survivor till your opponent just went scoop phase. Because it's just hilarious when they just go, yeah, I'm not dealing with this anymore. When Mobius, we're thinking about taking this out for either, say, a Fu Chang or something, because we do not run Heavy Storm. And I truly do not like this, but it's not my deck. Teslos. I remember in a Feature Dragon matchup at Regionals, Jose targeted a Darkness Metal in his opponent's hand and burned him for game when he was at 200. And I found that really funny. And obviously, you need 3-dimensional Fissure. It's going to be a Macro Monarch, because you need your shit removed instead of in the grave. Oh, 2 Soul. You know where that 2 Soul Exchange. One of them is Italian. Once again, it's Monarch, so you're gonna need it. So, they're good. 1 Roto. Search out your Survivor. 1 Allure. And 1 Pot for consistency. Because, like, we're trying to fit in another pot in the deck, or maybe even a Shard of Greed. Because we just need to dig faster. And so, yeah, if you guys have Shard of Greeds, PM us. We'll be interested in buying them or trading for them. 1 Dark Hole. 1 Book. 2 MST. No Monster Reborn, because it's a macro deck. You're not really going to need it. And, what do you call it? No Heavy Storm, because you're most likely going to have your macro or your D-Fissures out, and you're not going to want to waste them. So, yeah. 2 macro. Only reason why we have 2 macro and 3 D-Fissure is because they can warning macro, and we don't really want that happening. And they can't warning D-Fisher, so we're better off running 3 D-Fisher. 2 bottomless. He does not choose to run warning. I am not sure why, but whatever. 2 bottomless. It works out pretty nice. 2-dimensional prison, because with that inconsistency, if you have a clear field, just remove their big monsters. Meter Force. Solid judgment. Return, because this sets up OTKs and is game-winning situations. Say your opponent has 1 small monster on your field, and you have, say, Mad Monarchs in your banish zone. You just return, attack for game. Now Starlight Road as a personal tech, and the extra deck. He's only 1 card. I'm not even sure if it's worth pulling out. Whatever. The only card in the extra deck is Chimera Attack. And Stardust for the Starlight Road. And that's the video, guys. Peace out. Once again, message us if you have Shard of Greeds. And sooner or later, we will be buying tour guides of the Underworld. So please, 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 please PM us on tour guide. In all honesty, we wouldn't like to pay more than $120, but if we have to do what we have to do to build the deck that we want to build. So, alright, peace out, YouTube.